Hi everyone, welcome to Volleyball DNA, where we examine the characteristics that make up some of the most intriguing personalities in the world of volleyball. I'm Anton Rojas.
And I'm Denden Lazaro. The subject for this episode has a pair of hands that can spin straw into gold. Everywhere she goes, she's a star, a guiding light to those in need. She's been through the fire, played under immense pressure, and when the dust settled, a diamond emerged. This week's guest on the show is none other than the amazing, or should I say G-amazing, Jia Morado.
Nice sweater!
Thanks! Present!
I wore that in my last interview, so hindi ko siya masuot ngayon.
Okay lang, Under Armour naman.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good!
Wow.
Can you show the rock?
The Rock? I already showed you that.
For everyone watching!
Iba yung ngiti ni Gia ngayon eh.
Iba yung glow, no? May glow eh.
The last time I talked to Gia, it was a very serious talk about every little thing counts. I mean, she was all business, and now, I mean, look at her smiling.
A big smile.
Cloud9 pa, Cloud9 pa.
Gia, thank you so much for the time. And I know there's a lot of things going on in your life right now. And Den and I want to say sorry in advance to Den because we don't normally do this on the show. We don't really ask a lot of showbiz questions. But I'm going to start off by pulling a Miguel de Guzman and shooting my shot and, you know, going to Gia just like Miguel did to you at the water fountain so many years ago. Gia, you're engaged now.
I
know. And you made a very inspiring, heartwarming post that made a lot of waves. October 1, 11/11, your wish came true. And just like that, you're engaged. Could you tell us your engagement story? I mean, I'm going to shoot my shot here. I'm going to pull a Miguel here and just ask you that question to start off.
Oh, God. Kasi Miguel, I really didn't expect it kasi Miguel is really bad at keeping secrets. Talaga. As in sa whole 5 years namin, siguro ito yung only successful surprise niya sa akin. What, diba? Pero where it mattered most, diba? So, okay tayo.
Right.
My brother kasi told me na he needed me to go with him to a dentist appointment. And I'm used to going to those with him naman. So, I said, okay, what time do we have to leave? 11, because I have class ng 10 to 11. So, okay, sige. And then, I was getting ready. Tapos, 11:05 na. Hindi pa siya ready. Pero ako, like, relax pa ako. Like, naka-towel pa yung buhok ko. Basa pa. Hindi pa naliligo. And, nung 11:10, he said, okay, let's go. Tapos, he was rushing. So, I was rushing. And then, when I went out sa garage, Miguel was there, and then he was holding a GoPro, and he was acting like he was doing a vlog. So he kept talking, and the only thing I kept saying was, wait lang, sasama ka ba? Kasi I have to go to the dentist with job. Sama ka na lang sa akin. Tapos he said na, oh, she doesn't know kasi na today's our first episode, ganon. And then, biglang my parents were coming out, and then he said, she doesn't know also that all her sisters are here. I already talked to her brother. I already talked to her mom, her dad, and everything. And then, as in, hindi talaga nagpa-process sa akin. So ako parang, do we really have to do this episode now? Like, I need to bring him to the dentist. Tapos he said, yun nga. And then I saw my sister. And then he brought this out. It's actually yung lalagyan ng rosary. You know, the good smelling kind.
It looks like a box of mints. I was like, mints?
Mama
Wait,
Mary.
Mama Mary.
Box of mints.
Sorry.
And then he opened it, and I actually thought na, oh, right, it's October 1 kasi October is his favorite month talaga. So I said, oh, so I'm going to get a really special rosary. I was actually excited. And then he opened it. And then I saw a rosary and then a ring. Tapos doon ako nag-process sa akin. And then I started looking if kompleto nga family ko kasi my sister lives somewhere else na. And then when I saw her, dun nag-sink in na parang, wait, totoo ba to? Totoo ba to? And then next thing I knew, he was kneeling down and he was asking, he said, will you marry me? Ganun. And then, yung una kong nasagot is, di nga, seryoso ba daw? And he said, bakit? Ayaw mo ba? Ayaw mo ba? Tapos ako parang, no, parang, yeah, of course. And then I just went like that. Pero feeling ko, I said it, hindi talaga siya nagsisink in. So, ang soft nung pagsabi ko ng yes, of course. So he thought I didn't say yes. I just went like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it was simple lang. It's actually what I wanted. I didn't want anything extravagant or ganun. All that mattered was andun yung family ko. He asked for my family's blessing the night before.
Oh, the night before!
Yeah.
Shoot your shot, Miguel.
Yeah, but 11-11, Jia. You wished for it. What about that?
No, actually, sumakto siya ng 11-11. It was supposed to be earlier kaso na-traffic daw siya.
Well, mas memorable na 11-11. Ang ganda sa
No,
story.
So I'm guessing you obviously wished for it before and it happened na sumakto at 11-11.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So wait a minute. Jia, was that a Volleyball DNA exclusive? Like, is that the first time you told that story in this type of setting?
Yes, actually, it was the first
Oh,
time.
wow. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Breaking news.
How Miguel popped the question.
It's only fitting though, because I mean, the last time we were together, we were on another show down the line and Miguel was actually with us and you told us about your story, how you guys met, how Miguel made the first move, all that. And now you're telling us the engagement story. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very fitting.
This is the continuation. This is the continuation of that.
How many years later?
Yeah, I think that was like, hindi pa nagcha-champion ng cream line nun eh. Yun yung naalala ko. Yeah. Yeah, because we were talking about how Miguel made those shoes for you, remember? Like those
Yeah.
Si Miguel yung nag-design.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah! Si Miguel mismo yung nag-design.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move on naman sa volleyball. Jia, honestly, you are one of the most passionate people that we know. But where do you get your drive?
I guess a big part of it is thanks to how my parents raised us. Na, like, at a very early age, they helped me understand that I'm free to choose anything I want to do as long as I make sure to, yung cliche thing, like, give your 100% for it. So, I'm not really the type of person kasi to do something without knowing why I want to do it. Because, the time and effort I give is time and effort I can't take back talaga. So, anything on my plate, anything I decide to put in my priorities list, I make sure it's something I really want to do. Kasi when things get hard, yun yung magpapakapit sa'yo if you will keep doing it or not. It's your why or why you think this is your purpose, why you think you're supposed to be doing this, kahit mahirap siya. So I guess that's why I may seem very passionate to you.
You are. And guys, take note, ang dami niyang quotable quotes.
Oo nga eh. While she was delivering that, I felt like I was in some sort of a TED Talk.
Yeah. Totoo.
Pang TED Talk yung the way she constructs her sentences. But yun nga, sinabi mo nga, you have to always remember what your why is when you're doing something. And in the Palarong Pambansa, perhaps was your first big obstacle in your volleyball career when you injured your knee. And this was before you went to Ateneo. And then was telling me that when you were in Ateneo, you weren't 100%. And I would have never noticed. Because covering you, wala naman ako nakikitang mali sa'yo sa mga galaw mo. So like, how did you go back to that philosophy of yours that despite the injury that you dealt with, you went back to your why?
Well, yeah, when I got injured kasi a lot of people were really worried na I might not make it back or I might let go of volleyball. Pero, as in like, 10 minutes after I got injured, I didn't have any doubts na I'd come back. Kasi that was the time na I would hear of other athletes making it back even stronger after recovering from an injury like that. So I was for sure aware na mahirap talaga to get back after tearing my ACL. But volleyball is something I really want to pursue and continue. So I made sure to do everything my PTs tell me and more. And yeah, grabe ate din. You know how many times Coach Tai made me cry. And the
Yes.
first, first few weeks of training with him. As in, I remember 2 weeks straight, umiiyak ako sa training kasi papahirapan niya talaga ako. Pero yeah, parang mas malakas talaga yung kapit nung passion ko for the sport. Yun, so I just accepted it as a challenge na lang.
Well, pagdating mo nga ng Ateneo, bam, Coach Tai training. We were not ready for that. 5 a.m. runs and then twice a day training. And your knee was still swelling at that time. You were still recovering. As in, hindi ka pa were you even at 50% then? As in, Anton, I don't know how she did it or how she managed, but like she was sprinting with a swollen knee. She wouldn't even she can't straighten her knee pa that time. Pero like, Gia, how did you manage to injure Coach Tai's training nung time na yun?
Actually, I would ask him din naman na parang why are you making it so hard for me? I came from an injury, and even our PTs would tell him na, hey, relax lang onte kasi she's I graduated therapy naman. But syempre, hindi naman expecting na 100% na ako nun. So to him naman, he just kept pushing me. He wanted to take out that fear in me na I would get injured again. So he would make me do the things na I didn't think I could do. Which somehow helped me naman kasi after that, as in, hindi talaga ako takot na may injury ako ulit. Kasi pinahirapan ako ni Coach Tai ng ganun at okay pa naman ako ngayon. Ganun.
All right. So now I'm seeing why when you're on the court, Gia, it's like you're oblivious to the surroundings. You don't really mind who you're playing against because your demeanor just looks like you're focused on what you're doing and the job that you have to do on the court. Your rookie year, Ateneo, was not really one of the title favorites because LaSalle was a title favorite. And of course, NU was there. It was the last year of Denden Santiago. Jaja was also there. Do you think that kind of helped that Ateneo was under the radar? The Lady Eagles were flying under the radar because you had those two title favorites. And then you were able to sneak into the Final Four with a 10-4 record and then beat NU and then eventually beat LaSalle with a thrice-to-beat advantage the Lady Spikers had. And you guys made history by winning your first ever championship. What was that like?
Well, we didn't expect it, number one. Not at all. Kasi, when we started training with Coach Tai, kahit naman siya, super aware siya na, okay, this year will not be the year.
No.
It will not be the year.
Paano niya sinabi in Coach Tai words?
Siguro,
Kaya mo yan, Gia.
long time. Yun lang. Long time before.
Okay.
And then when he saw us, he was like...
He was so disappointed.
Yeah, not in his words, but like, what did I get myself into? Ano itong mga players na to? Kasi he would always say, jelly.
What is jelly?
Walang muscle.
Wala kaming
like
muscle.
flabby.
Talaga?
Yeah.
You guys look like you were always in shape though.
No.
When you saw us, we were in shape. But before that,
Yeah.
we had to die to get in shape.
Pero you know what? When he's on the court though, doing all these air punches and backpedaling and dancing in the sidelines, that's not a coach who doesn't believe in his team.
Well, si Coach Tai, and he made sure to let us know nga na it's going to take a lot of hard work for us to get our time in the spotlight and ganon. But at the same time, yung heart strong kasi, yung mantra niya, it's something that will remind you to believe in yourself no matter how against you the odds are. So, kahit sinong makatapat namin, whether it's NU or an undefeated LaSalle, to him, parang mas nagmamatter sa kanya yung 100% ibigay namin no matter what the results are. Kasi you're going to get used to giving your best no matter what's placed in front of you. So, ayun. So, yeah, parang, di ba nga, happy siya parate. Kasi he knows na you play your best when you're happy, but at the same time, not too happy. Like a level kind of happy. And to reach that, that's why he taught us meditation also, para to keep the happiness or the emotions in check. Okay. So yeah, yung mga dancing on the side, although hindi ko rin naman masyado napapansin when we're inside the court. It's his way of, telling us to be happy or to celebrate every point and then focus on the next one.
Okay, let's tackle this one by one and then you can chime in, because you were part of this also. NU muna. Sinabi mo nga, Jia, he taught you guys how to overcome obstacles no matter how high. NU, very tall. Santiago Sisters, Ateneo Lady Eagles, not the tallest team in the league. What were the keys to victory for Ateneo in that Final Four against a favored NU Lady Bulldogs team?
Si Ate Den.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think it's talaga, defense. The whole time I've been with Coach Tai, he really put so much value in defense, service and defense pala. Kasi parang to him in women's volleyball, if you have those two, it's much easier to win. Pero I don't know, actually the 2 games against NU, ang bilis lang nung nangyayari. Parang next thing I knew, oh my God, nanalo tayo.
Yeah. Actually, parang mas focus pa nga ako dun sa training kaysa dun sa games eh. Parang,
exactly.
Meron na ba tayo?
Like when we won game 1, parang hindi ko alam kung ano yung unang magsisink in sa akin. Is it the fact na we won? Or the fact na we have training again the next day?
Yeah. Kasi at that time, we were like, yay, nanalo tayo! But then, training nga pala. May training pa tayo bukas. Tatakbo pa tayo bukas.
Yeah, kasi if we lost that game, done na tayo. Parang rest na tayo until, the next tournament. Pero every time we won a game, especially do or die ones, parang nasa utak natin is, oh my gosh, we have to wake up early again tomorrow to train.
Yeah, even if it was like, kuwari, Saturday game and then kinabukasan Sunday, and then the next game pa is on Wednesday, we would train on Sunday.
Wow.
On a Sunday. As in, 7 days a week kay Coach Tai. No rest. Sabi niya yung rest niya is sleep. That's it.
Okay.
Sleep okay.
Okay. So you overcome NU, you go to advance to the finals. An even bigger challenge because that's LaSalle. They were gunning for a 4-peat and they had a thrice to beat advantage. You mentioned the meditation, Jia, which was an Ateneo thing, something that Coach Tai, implemented with the squad. Example lang, when you're meditating on the bench in between sets or during a timeout, what's an example of what you think of when you meditate?
It's always one thing, and it's something that he tells us when we're doing meditation and training. He keeps telling us, or at least it's something that works for me. He tells me to think of a white light.
Yeah.
White light.
Well, actually, minsan hindi nga white eh. Basta like a light.
Something light. Kasi parang that's going to tell you if your head is clear or your mindset is positive. Kasi if you're meditating and you're thinking of something, you will see something dark daw, or parang at least not yellow or white or ganon. So just focus on that white light. Tas you're able to clear your head. Kasi kunwari sa paglalaro, because we train so hard talaga, our bodies are so used to moving the way they're supposed to move. So pagdating ng game, our bodies will know what to do. It's just our heads na lang that have to be cleared para we stick to the muscle memory that we have. So yun yung philosophy ni Coach Tai na we train so hard, you're prepared for this. That's why yung mga timeouts niya, he barely says anything. Kasi he knows we know na what to do. It's just for us to refocus or to clear our heads or get a breather. Diba? So yun.
Is that the same thing for you then? A white light?
Yeah, yun yung sinabi niya. But I don't think of anything at all. As in nothing. yung sinabi nila na light, yun yung dapat mong makikita.
By thinking of nothing, you will see light. Ganun.
Light.
Wow. I always wonder that. Like, I mean, ang dami nyo sa team eh. And I'm not sure if it's possible that all of you guys are thinking of exactly the same thing. Probably not. So like, I mean, it's
think
good,
so.
it's good to get an answer right now and an idea. So you overcome LaSalle. Gia, you said defense was a key ingredient against NU. What about LaSalle?
It's the same. It's still the same. Coach type trains us in the most basic drills, basic skills. Kasi sa Philippines kasi, di ba, or in any sport, parang people are so after the fancy stuff or the advanced skills, when in reality, the goal is where the basics are. So if you have a solid foundation of basics, it's much easier for you to perform anything. That goes the same with volleyball. Kaya, as in, we can spend like an hour just doing service or an hour just doing service receive. Kasi yun lang yung kailangan namin. And defense, ganon. Nothing fancy, nothing anything, everything basic. So, kahit finals, now we're expecting to do something harder or something more complex or complicated. Coach says, okay, do 1 hour service receive. Okay, do 1 hour defense or 1 hour dig pass lang. Dig pass lang na isang oras. Who does that for a championship? Pero, you know, it worked. Thankfully, it did. You know.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and he's very superstitious. What we did at the start, we did at the end. Hanggang dulo. Finals man yan, do or die match, we did the same things. Kaya, like, pero yung nagbago lang nung championship, I remember, we would practice, like, parang game simulation. Like, inaayos lang yung information namin, ganon. O, if Ara is in the front or Abby's in the front, what's gonna happen? Well, that was the first time we did that, which helped a lot.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's very good at scouting din talaga, diba?
Yeah, he was big on scouting, which was like a first for the team.
Okay.
It really helped.
Who on the team simulated the Abby and Ara? Somebody has to do that, right?
No, based lang dun sa scouting report namin. So like the first 6 is on this side and then sabihin lang niya, oh, who's at the front? Kailangan
okay. Okay. Just your familiarization on what you're gonna see on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. What changed though? I mean, for you two, like after winning the championship, actually I'm visualizing both of your reactions and it's parang yun nga, parang hindi kayo makapaniwala na what happened actually happened. Like this is real. Like when did it sink in and what changed?
Kahit on the way back na tayo sa Ateneo, ate, parang hindi pa rin nagsisink in, di ba?
Parang feeling natin ata may training pang kinabukasan.
Yun nga, parang hindi tayo sanay na walang training the next day. So, yung head ko was like, okay, bakit ngayon inaantok na ako? Parang kailangan matulog na ako for training the next day. Ganun yung naiisip ko. Pero, I don't know, it took a while talaga for it to sink in. Maybe a week or 2. Ganun.
Okay, how about this? What did Coach Tai tell you guys? I mean, at the start, he was saying, long time. Now that it's your time, what did he say?
He said, thank you.
As simple as that, huh?
Yeah, he did. We were all thanking him. As in, diba, parang, it was him. It was really, he was really the reason why we won it. But at the same time, he thanked us also for believing in his system. So it's really a love-hate relationship with Coach Tai.
Totoo yan. I remember when I watched replay nung I think NU game, like going into the finals, like I think Boom said na, okay, this clears all the like rumors na we don't like Coach Tai. Kasi we were like, I think we were carrying him. Or somebody was carrying him. And
it's only one person. Only one person can carry him.
Was it Bea?
Tan.
Yeah.
Wow, Bea Tan!
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So Gia, after that, well, Cinderella run, sabi nga nila, it's a Cinderella run ng Ateneo. The following year, You were hailed as the best setter of that season, and then, well, we won. We swept the whole tournament, which was, I think, a first. Was it a first?
It was a first.
Wow. Okay. So, what did you think were the qualities that we had as a team that made that run successful?
Well, number one, syempre the core was intact. So we weren't the rebuilding team from the previous year. And syempre, that came with a lot of experience na as a team, which, matters a lot in volleyball, diba? Parang no matter how good you guys are individually, if you don't have experience together, it's hard. So I'm sure there were a lot more players in the UAAP who were, individually more skilled than us individually, pero put together as a team. I think for me, the season 77 team was the most solid lineup for me. Talaga. Kasi it's, di ba, nadagdagan ni Bea, but at the same time, yung emotional maturity ng team sa loob, iba talaga. As in, wala akong masabi kasi skills-wise, basics-wise, we're doing good. Although Coach Tai is never, satisfied.
That's true.
Yeah, but in terms of, how we communicate, how we treat each other on the court, and kahit hindi tayo mag-usap, alam na natin kung ano gagawin natin. So, it's a continuation of 76 para sa akin. Kaya sobrang dali lang ng 77. Although, no, hindi naman sobrang dali. Pero, it was fairly easier, to go through the hard games then with experience like that.
What also makes me question yung year nung UAP 77 was how were we able to pull off 76 and then 77 knowing na we were still a young team together. Yun yung hindi ko maintindihan na not a lot of teams can do that. Na alam mo yun, momentum, sometimes yung momentum from the past season sa first, second round lang yan. It's not all throughout the tournament Sometimes hindi mo matatapos
Yeah.
successfully.
Diba every game we won, nakaka-pressure din. Na wala pa tayong talo or ganun. Pero si Coach Tai, diba, ano rin naman siya, parang one game at a time talaga. So, what happens in this game will not affect the next game dapat. Or kung matalo tayo in this game, we should not be bringing it to the next game. And that goes the same for, how we prepare for, the team na kalaban natin kahit sa finals. How we prepare for a team in the finals is the same with how we prepare for a team in the eliminations. Diba? So, as in, ina-erase niya talaga lahat ng yung mga ganong pressure na sources na makuha natin. Yeah.
Wow. So hearing you talk about this, I have a couple of takeaways. Number one is that you're saying that you were pressured and it was Coach Tai putting this pressure in you to keep you guys on your toes, to keep you guys motivated and challenged. And then, second takeaway, you guys made it look so easy. And the numbers say it also because you only dropped 7 sets. As in the whole, in the 16 straight wins, 7 sets lang yung linaglag nyo. As in, that's how dominant you guys were. But I think part of the reason why is because you guys didn't caught up in, we're the champions now, we're still intact. You were playing as if you weren't the champions, that you still had something to achieve.
Yeah, well, the standards that Coach Tai places on us, they're extremely high. As in, kahit ngayon na I'm at the professional level na and I'm still playing for Coach Tai, it's like I can never satisfy him or I can never, reach his standards talaga. And that works for me. Okay lang naman sa akin. Pero, nabibilang ko talaga kasi how many times he tells me good job. As in, hindi naman sa hinahanap ko siya, pero napapansin ko na he doesn't say it often talaga. So, napapush din naman ako pagka ganun.
That's funny that you say that, na bilang lang yung mga times na sinabi niya sa'yo, good job. But it must have felt really good for you, Gia, every time he said that. Kasi bihira lang, di ba?
Sobra.
Okay.
Sobra. As in, magdo-double take ako sa teammates ko. Talaga ba? Did he say, good job, Gia? As in, ganun siya. Pero kasi, si Coach Tai kind of raised me in a way na I will not look at him at the bench at every point. As in, alam niya na yun na kahit magkamali ako, hindi ako titingin sa kanya. And that's okay with him. Kasi for some coaches, ano yun, parang tumingin ka sa akin. Parang magbibigay siya ng instruction. But with Coach Tai, he knows na I will not look at him when I make a mistake kasi he trusts na nag-iisip na ako kaagad. Ganun. And that's not just with me. That's for everyone that he's trained, everyone on the team. Kasi sobrang, he doesn't just tell us what to do. He tells us why we have to do it or why it will work in this situation. Kasi he wants us to be able to, you know, pagka naglalaro na kasi sa loob ng court, diba? Wala naman siya sa loob eh. It's just us and, you know, the split-second decisions we have to make on our own. So I think his system is very simple in terms of skill, like basics lahat, but you know, he tells us why. He tells us why it works and it helps us think and make better decisions on the court. So it kind of showed naman for season 77 mas lalo na kasi the whole 76, that's, you know, that's the time he spent grilling us talaga to think like that. So 77, it was easier to adjust to his system also.
Yung thing pa, Gia, like you said na he tells us why we do the things he makes us do. And the thing is pa, Anton, is he doesn't really say much nung time na yon because, you know, yung English niya, like, bits and pieces lang. So, like, we had to learn the hard way. We learned yung why niya through experience. So, we learned the hard way. He doesn't say everything na yung why. As in, no explanation minsan. You just do it. And then dun mo ma-realize na, that's why he's making us do this. That's why, like, ang hirap ng training.
It's a lot of context clues talaga.
Yeah. You have to find out yourself.
Okay, how about for that best setter award during that year? Gia, what were the things that Coach Tai made you do specifically that you remember and you were like, oh, so that's why he was making me do that. That's why he was saying these things to me. And maybe this is the product of that.
Well, I didn't expect din naman kasi to get the best setter award kasi, diba, Coach Tai does not train us so hard to get individual awards din in the first place. But, I don't know, siguro nag-flashback din sa akin yung times na pinapaiyak niya ako sa training or yung napakataas na standards niya for setting na even if I set perfectly 100 times, if I make a mistake in the 101th time, he will get so mad at me. Pero when I was blessed with that award, doon ko nakita na, okay, this is why he makes it so hard for me. It's why he's been pushing me so hard, kahit umiyak ako, kahit I beg him to stop. Parang he still goes at it talaga. Ayun. So,
the following year naman, Gia, season 78, Ateneo was gunning for a three-peat, and you guys were still dominant. Alyssa was still there, Kiwi was still there. But LaSalle emerged victorious in a deciding game 3 in finals. What could the team have done differently to have a more positive outcome that season?
Siyempre, nawalan kami ng Denden Lazaro eh. So,
Gusto naman. Gia, please lang. Hindi na kaya ng katawan ko. 10 years sa UAAP.
But really, ano din naman eh, parang the season could have gone any other way. Kasi, like you said, we were pretty intact. We had a lot of veterans na rin in the team. But, you know, parang as much as we are trying to improve also as a team, syempre, it's not just us. It's also the other teams who are adjusting, who are training so hard, especially na we were back-to-back champions that, you know, the previous year. So, I don't know, parang there could have been a lot of things na we could have improved on. Like, siguro personally, like defense, talaga ang nagpapanalo sa atin ng first 2 championships. So maybe we lacked in that nung 78. Pero, you know, bilog ang bola eh, talaga.
Yeah, I like the way you put it, Gia. It's like, para sa'yo, you're not thinking about the what ifs. You're thinking about this happened, and you gotta give credit to the rest of the teams in the league, because it's not just you guys going through hardships, everybody is. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are working towards the same goal. So I like the way that you described it. The following year, though, because that season 78 was Alyssa's last year. Alyssa was gone, and obviously Alyssa was, you know, a big component in your team, especially with you. Kayong dalawa ni Alyssa, you work so well together. What was the most important lesson she imparted to you? Because when she left, you assumed the role of team captain for the Ateneo Lady Eagles.
I don't think she had any like specific words, pero it's I got it from how she would treat us when I was the rookie and she was the captain, and even when sila ate Den were my seniors. Parang I think a big reason why I've been playing confidently or without fear kahit no rookie years ko is because of how my seniors treated me. So I wanted to do the same for yung rookies when I was the captain naman, na I'm not supposed to be the one to put pressure on the younger ones. Parang they're rookies, that nothing is expected from them, but I'm supposed to be there to, you know, help push them to be better or show their best. Kahit wala pa silang napapakita sa UAAP. And that's exactly how I felt when sila ate Den were still in the team. O yun, parang other than that, siguro it's I'm supposed to trust talaga my team kasi I won't be able to do everything alone kasi number one, it's a team sport. So yeah, it's more by example talaga yung lessons na naiwan sa akin ng seniors ko when I became captain na.
How about Gia? How's it like going up against Kim Fajardo? Kasi a lot of volleyball fanatics would, you know, match you up. Kasi ilang years yun kayong nagkalaban. I think from your first year, kayo in the finals usually, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Do you familiarize yourself dun sa laro niya? Do you scout her? As in, when you go up against LaSalle, do you also specifically look at Kim, how she plays and yung tendencies niya?
Yeah, I do that, but it's also what I do for the other teams also. As in, how I scout for LaSalle, it's exactly how I scout other UAAP teams. So, yeah, I've been familiar naman with how Kim plays kasi I've seen her play even before I went to UAAP. Ganun. So, pero syempre, getting to play against her mismo, it changes things, diba? Kasi her tendencies with other teams, they change when kami naman yung kalaban niya. And that goes the same for me. Parang I change my tendencies based on who I go up against. So, yeah, I think I familiarized myself enough with her naman.
Okay, since Den brought up Kim Fajardo, I think when you think about setters who make amazing offensive plays, like yung mga surprise drop balls, I can think of three people. Jem Ferrer is one, Kim Fajardo, of course, and then there's you, Gia. And I think one of the moves that you always do is when you tip the ball with your right hand behind you. Because like si Jem, naalala ko, two hands siya. Ikaw naman, si Kim minsan pinapalo. Ikaw naman, you tip it like, it's kind of like a hook, a reverse hook, and then the ball goes to an open spot near the sideline. Like, how do you see those plays, and when those plays develop, when do you make that split-second decision to do that move?
Diba? Asking for my secrets na.
Should it be kept a secret?
I think it's common volleyball knowledge naman na, drop balls are supposed to be done in specific situations lang. Pero ang dami rin factors, like if the receive is over, like a little bit over the net, at Den. Yeah, so,
she's taking note. Mental notes.
yeah, so it could be, how the receive goes to me, or how the defense is on the other side. Diba? So, ang dami niyang factors talaga. Thank you.
End. That's
it. Period.
Well, thank you for giving us a little tidbit.
But you know what?
A little peek in the mind.
I want to bring up, since you mentioned Jem
Yeah.
Ferrer. Siya yung senior ni Gia. Hindi sila nag-abot. Like when Jem left, it was Gia naman who was gonna take the reins of, being the setter for Ateneo. And those were big shoes to fill. I mean, ilang beses naging best setter si Jem in the UAAP, and she's a good leader also. Was it hard for you? Was there pressure to live up to the expectations na Ateneo has a great setter in Jem Ferrer? Dapat yung susunod na setter sa kanya should be as good also. Did you feel yung pressure na yun?
I was supposed to, apparently.
You're supposed to.
Supposed to.
No, kasi like a lot of people talaga. And high school pa lang kasi ako, I would watch Ate Jem play na. So I know how good she is. I know na she's a best setter and everything. So alam ko na I have big shoes to fill. So I didn't feel pressured kasi I felt I could bring my own game to the UAAP, and I felt there was no point in comparing myself to other people regardless if they're more experienced or not, kasi magkakaiba kami ng strength ni Ate Jem. I know how great she is, but I also have strengths of my own. So parang ang bigat kasi dalhin yung ginagawa ko kung parati kong kino-compare yung sarili ko sa iba. It's so hard to give my best looking at other people. So why don't I just look at myself and, be better than who I was yesterday, every training. Yun na lang.
It's crazy. Okay, fun fact. The first time I talked to the both of you, ever, as in ever, was actually the same day. The same day when you guys went to ABS-CBN and you guys were doing like that shoot for the intro of the UAAP. I talked to both of you. I talked to Alyssa. I talked to Kiwi. I asked for, your stories. And I asked you, Gia, the same thing. Like, are you pressured because, you're taking over Jem Ferrer, who's a 3-time best setter, and you said almost the exact same thing that you just said right now. Like, the whole point of that was you're not pressured to be her because you're two different players and you have your own strength. So it's just amazing how you recognize that at a young age, and you were only 19 during that time.
Well, I'm
6
still
years
young.
ago. 6 years ago. I never said you're old. I never said you're old. I'm just saying you were 19 at the time. Like, I have the notes and it says Jia Morado, 19 years old. Yeah, that was
The funny thing also is you kept those files.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to keep the files. It's my job.
Do you have like a file cabinet at home?
Yeah, with an envelope. Even from yung way back, mga like 8 years ago, handwritten pa before naging typewritten.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm just happy to see, the progress that both of you guys have made. And speaking of progress, Gia, you're super active in terms of like not just what you do on the court, but off the court as well. And to be more specific, the development of the grassroots program of volleyball, you're helping out, imparting your knowledge to the youth with Solid 7. So can you tell us about that and how you feel that sense of responsibility and that willingness that you have to help out for the next generation?
It's actually a long story. Yeah, so I hope you're ready to hear it.
Yes, we'd love to hear it.
Well, that passion kasi was more of a newfound purpose talaga kasi how do I explain this? Well, 'di ba kasi when athletes start playing at a young age, parang we train kasi we want to be better for ourselves, as in I want to get better at digging, at setting, at spiking. So everything is all about me nung nagsa-start ako. So it's not bad naman. It's really how it starts. So I've trained so hard because I felt that being the best version of myself and creating opportunities for myself was how I could glorify God best. And of course, kasama din naman yung I want to get better to help the team. Kasi team sport din naman siya. But after all that, and that really kept me going. That was my purpose talaga nung start ng playing career ko. it kept me going until like summer of 2016, and that's the beginning of my last UAAP year. I was fourth year college nung summer na yon. For some reason, as in everything felt so empty. As in I'm still training, I'm still playing and everything, but it felt so empty. Hindi ko nahanap yung fulfillment na gusto ko. So I even started questioning why God put me on this path. And sorry if this is kind of deep or ano, pero yeah, I asked why I was putting myself through all of this if it wasn't making me happy. And I never asked myself that before. I started playing grade 5 until fourth year college. Doon ko lang natanong sarili ko, why am I going through all of this? So I couldn't get that sense of fulfillment I was looking for. And I lost my why, yung why ko, which is something big for me, diba? So, sakto naman when that was happening, I got the chance to go to a 3-day silent retreat. They offer that for seniors in Ateneo. Then I got to go to the immersion. So, ang dami kong time to reflect and discern on what was happening. And at the end of it all, parang I realized that the path God sets for any of us, it goes beyond ourselves talaga. And I will not get my fulfillment, yung hinahanap ko na fulfillment by playing volleyball and using it for my own benefit. So that's when I realized na my heart goes to the next generation of volleyball athletes na. And actually, it was just a couple of years ago when I started getting really passionate about the grassroots level. Kasi never in my life did I see myself coaching. Yan. So if you remember, there was this PVL season when Coach Tai said it was going to be his last year. It's his last conference.
Yes.
Babalik na siya sa Thailand for good, for his family. And yeah, we won the championship and everything. And I remember it was during that week na I woke up in the morning and felt, wait, paano na yung mga naturo ni Coach Tai sa akin? I don't want it to stop with me. Sobrang sayang kasi talaga. And diba, ang dami niyang knowledge na pass sa akin, does it end with me? And I felt a lot of pro athletes felt the same way na about yung learnings na from their own coaches na they don't want it to stop with them. They want to pass it on. So I immediately text Miguel. As I remember texting him na, Miguel, I want to teach. But I will only do it if I get the right people to team up with. Kasi, you know, it's easier to keep a vision if you work with people with the same heart. And I could only think of 2 people I really wanted to work with. It's Coach Ed and Ate Gab. They're part of, they actually founded Solid 7. They already had a tournament going on when I teamed up with them. And then we had the academy. So yun nga, I reached out to them and here we are. It's been more than a year since I partnered with them. We put up the academy and we created this space for, you know, the next generation volleyball athletes. It's a space where they can learn from others and be the best versions of themselves that they can be. Kasi this is really where I get my fulfillment now. And this is where I found my purpose. You know? And so I told you, it's a really long story. As in, ano pa yan hindi pa siya detailed. Ganon.
It's a beautiful story, Gia. I didn't know it was that deep.
Yeah, a lot of things happened talaga for me to reach that. And I'm thankful I did.
Yeah, and everything was connected. Everything was connected. Like from the beginning when you were telling us about your why, it was gone. Like you didn't see the why anymore. And then the whole thing with Coach Tai happened and then you had another realization. So everything was interconnected. So I'm glad you shared that, Gia, because especially now, because a lot of the youth look up to you guys. I mean, you're so influential in your own way, but your life is not just about the game. It goes beyond it. And I think you're a good example, Gia, of somebody who uses her gifts, her talents, and her mind to make an impact in the world beyond the court. So thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah, and I think that's the legacy that, you know, she'll leave sa youth natin ngayon. And you guys, Gia is such a great role model. I mean, if you haven't been listening to what she's saying, I told you to take notes. Daming quotable quotes dyan.
And Ate Den has been, you know, I'm so grateful Ate Den chose to be a part also of Solid 7. She's been passing on what she knows also. And kahit ako, like, when she's the one speaking, ang dami ko rin natututunan. And it's been like that ever since she was my senior, kahit nung high school. Parati ako may natututunan kay Ate Den. So, yeah. Thanks.
Likewise. Keep on learning.
I will say this though, even though Gia, you say that you never imagined yourself coaching, the way you speak and the level of intelligence that you have, you could be a coach. I think you can be a coach. Well, the way that you are, and when you speak, I mean, I listen. I'm sure everybody is all ears as well when you speak. Okay, I just had to say that. All right. I'm going to ask you a difficult question now.
Gusto ko yung nag-pause muna tayo. I just want to tell you that. But then let's go to a harder question.
Okay, since we know Gia has a good heart. She has a heart for the game of volleyball and a heart for the next generation. I'm sure it's the dream of a lot of the volleyball players to uplift the level of the sport and maybe for the Philippines to compete at a high level in the region, internationally, right? So, Gia, what do you think are the steps that volleyball has to take, Philippine volleyball has to take for it to improve as a whole? I know there's a lot. I know it's a very intricate situation, but like, I just want to get it from your mindset because of your experience with the game. Where do you start?
But it's true though, a lot of things have to change and it's going to take a lot of work to change even the small details na we need to improve. But for me, number one talaga will have to be better support and better programs for the grassroots level. Kasi it has been proven by other countries who are considered volleyball giants in Asia, in Europe, in the world, na grassroots talaga ang kailangan ma-develop para mas malayo yung maabot. Kasi, di ba, for anything in life, a good foundation, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally, a good foundation of those will spell the difference for an athlete's volleyball journey. Kasi honestly, all levels in Philippine volleyball are interconnected. What we do in one level can be felt in other levels. But the journey siguro to becoming a powerhouse nation in any sport, in volleyball din, it will start from investing in maybe a structured program beginning from the grassroots sports development talaga.
I totally agree. I mean, that's why we advocate for a better grassroots program, Gia. And that's why you're very active. And I am so proud of you for doing that. I mean, it's
Proud mama moment.
yeah. Well, Gia, it's no secret that your ultimate idol is Nootsara Tomkom. Did I pronounce that correctly, yung Tomkom?
Yeah.
And you've played against her a couple of times already, and even you even have her jersey. Do you have it now?
Oh, it's framed, but it's
Of course it is.
it's at Miguel's house.
So how did you do that? How did you get the jersey?
Pakapala na lang ng mukha.
Is it signed? Is it signed?
It's signed. Kasi that was during, what was that? We were roommates that
In the Asian Games.
Asian Games in Indonesia. And yun yung naisip ko talaga, chance ko talaga to not even get her jersey, just talk to her. Kasi there were many times na we would go to the food hall, tas nandun yung team nila, di ba?
Yeah.
So, in the middle of the tournament, nung siguro patapos na yung games natin, I felt na, okay, wala nang ibang chance kundi ngayon. So, she stood up. Katabi natin yung table nila that time. So, she stood up. She went siguro to get hot chocolate. So, ako parang, okay, ngayon na. Then, I followed her. And then, I told her na, hi, parang nanginginig-nginig pa ako nun eh.
Wow.
I told her, hi, I'm Jia. I'm playing for the Philippine team. I'm a setter also. I've been watching you since I was little. And she kept saying thank you. I really couldn't say much kasi nanginginig talaga ako.
And then I asked her if I could take a picture with her. Tapos, thankfully, si Ate Cha Cruz followed me. I didn't know na she followed me. Siguro sabi niya, oh, mukhang may binabalak to, ganun. So, sinundan niya ako. So, when I asked her if I could take a picture with her, and then she said yes, I was looking for someone to take the picture. Tapos, sakto na dun si Ate Cha. Ayan. So, that's when I first got the picture. And then, after the picture, I told her, would you happen to have an extra jersey with you? Sabi niya, oh, no, I don't have any extra jerseys with me. Maybe if you want, you can wait until, our last game and then we can talk.
Wow.
Parang, okay, sige, parang, no problem, ganun. But that was the time that I had to fly back early. As in, the day of the championship, them against China, was the day of my flight also, sa gabi. So during the day, I went to watch their game with Atelay and Kiana, Kim D. Tapos they lost. Pero kinapalan ko pa rin mukha ko. I went to their dugout, outside their dugout. Tapos inabangan ko siya. Tapos ako parang, oh no, sana hindi siya bad mood kasi talo niya. So I told her parang, I'm flying back na kasi today. Parang, would you remember yung request ko for, an extra jersey, ganun. Tapos sabi niya parang, oh, the only one I have right now is the one I used during the game and I only have one of these. So sabi ko, oh no, it's okay. Parang, if ever I can ask my teammate na lang to get it from you sa billet, sa where we live. Ganun. And then she said, okay, wait lang. Parang, then she went inside. Tapos nagulat ako, she went back out with her jersey. As in, the jersey mismo na she used for the game.
Game worn. Oh my God. As
So
in,
may pawis
game
pa.
worn.
Yeah, so may pawis pa. So I'm like, I'm not washing this.
Oh my God.
That's special.
Yeah. Tas ano
Better
pa?
than having a signature.
I didn't have yet. I asked her to sign it. Tapos I also brought Miguel kasi that was the time na he went to Indonesia also to watch me play. The first time we went against Thailand. Kasi yun yung first time na makakalaban ko si Nootsara and he wanted to be there. So sobrang, it meant a lot to me. Tapos he brought me a couple of jerseys and a pentel pen for the time na I get to talk to Nootsara. So, when she gave me her jersey, I also had 2 other jerseys for her to sign. So ako parang, bahala na.
Now's the time.
Yeah, so ayun. So, and Miguel helped me get them framed. And so siguro, pagka may house na kami ni Miguel, naka-display na rin yan.
Oh my. Yeah,
And it's so nice that Miguel is super supportive of you, meeting your idol.
Yeah, he knows
So sweet.
how big that is for me. Talaga.
I can only imagine. That's such a priceless moment and a story that you're going to tell for the rest of your life. I mean, my God. kasi idol mo yun eh.
Yeah. As in, live idol ni Jia yun sa volleyball.
I'm shaking now talking about it.
Pero guys, marami ang nagagawa sa, pakapalan ng muka.
Sabi nga, di ba? Again, shoot your shot, my friend. Yun ang aral dito. Well, speaking of ultimate idols, I want to bring this up. Ultimate idol ka rin ni Deanna Wong. And you took her under your wing. How did that start? What's your relationship like?
Well, when I first met Deanna, I think it was the end of my... Was it? I'm not sure if it was, second year ko, na she went to one of our trainings then would you remember that at then?
Yeah. She was this like shy, timid girl.
Yeah, so quiet. And then, as in, di ba yung story nga is, she's so quiet na she wouldn't react kahit mali na yung tawag natin sa kanya. Like, we were calling her Lina.
Lina!
for a week. And wala siyang sinasabi.
Mag-respond siya.
Pero I knew naman na she was going to come into Ateneo as a setter. So, di ba, parang may mentorship relationship na rin pagdating doon. And I could see also na, she's a very hard worker. She had a lot of potential. But she was just so quiet na we needed to pull it out of her to be the leader that she is now. And then habang tumatagal din, she would come on her own to ask me about things na I was thankful na she was that open to hearing what I had to say or getting advice from me. Hanggang sa, I don't know, it just happened. It just happened na parati naming hinahanap yung isa't isa. Or on the court, there was a time also na she volunteered to be a libero nung last year ko, nung season 79, kasi she wanted to do her part to help the team. And since I was there, parang she felt na, okay, maybe I can help on defense. So she'll train as a setter and a libero at the same time. So we had that relationship also na, like me and Ate Dena, we would always be on the court together kasi first ball siya, ako second ball. It's the same with Dina. And it was easier for us to communicate and work together kasi we already had that relationship even before that happened. So I'm thankful until now na we are able to maintain that naman.
But maybe, you know what, the relationship will evolve because, sometime in the near future, you guys are going to be playing against each other. But before we talk about that, I just want to go back a little bit because, yun nga, I'm sure when you're playing against your idol, and Dina is going to be doing this, when you guys play against each other, ikaw naman, I just want to go back because I forgot to ask, what was it like for you? Ano yung feeling when you were playing against Nootsara? Like, nanginginig-nginig ka rin ba? I mean, kasi just talking about her, nanginginig-nginig ka. But like, playing against her, like, how was it? Ano yung feeling?
Thank God, it's different than when I'm talking about her. Kasi diba, parang nakakahiya naman kung, diba, baka mangyari, hindi pa ako ipasok pagka siya yung nasa loob kasi manginginig ako. Pero ano naman, wala, it's different. It's the same than when I had to replace Ate Jem. Na I'm supposed to feel pressured or like anxiety, but I don't. Kasi, especially no recent SEA Games, when I got to play against her talaga, nagkikitan talaga ang Philippines and Thailand.
Yeah.
Sobrang, I really wanted to maximize yung experience na I'm going to get by playing with her. Kasi, I grew up watching her videos, her highlights, as in, my teammates know that, my spikers know that, na pag meron siyang ginawang play with her spikers na gustong-gusto ko, I will send it to them, tapos try natin to sa training bukas. Wow. So I grew up watching her. But iba pa rin pala yung experience playing against her. As in, I'm not just applying the things I've learned from her, but I'm also, adjusting mid-game to what she can do.
Yung curiosity level ko shot through the roof eh. So I just wanted to sneak this one in. Okay, kasi may mga moves kayo mga setter, di ba? Ano yung move ni Nootsara that's like, the most amazing for you?
It has to be her drop balls pa rin.
Anong klaseng drop ball yun? Could you... Tama
like
ba? Is that accurate what she's doing?
No.
Well, I'd like to think that like when I do it, it should be a little more graceful than that.
I can't do it.
But I know what move you're talking about. Alam ko na. Yeah, naalala ko.
You get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ano kasi, like even Coach Tai, when I was starting to train with Coach Tai ng first year ko, he told me, I watch Nootsara videos. So I'm like, no, Coach Tai, I've been watching her since before. Ganun, okay. Sobrang sakto na yun yung gusto niyang sundan ko by example. Kasi sobrang laking bagay talaga sa akin ng video analysis. As in, more than training, parang ang dami mo rin makakuha from your idols or from, athletes na you want to pick up stuff from just by watching their videos. Kasi, that's one way to learn. So, when Coach Tai told me na watch videos of Nootsara, sobrang saya ko na yun yung gusto niyang i-pattern ko yung playing style ko. So, yun.
No, that's super wrong.
Ano yun? Is that supposed to be a block?
I will never mimic a volleyball move again.
Yeah, please.
Go on.
Well, Antonio mentioned earlier that in the near future, hopefully near future talaga, soon, magkakalaban na kayo ni Dina.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the PVL. Let's talk about Creamline. you guys are a champion team, but it didn't start out that way. I mean, you weren't top dog in the league when you guys started. So how did your team achieve yung dominant status that you have now?
I think I have to say na it's the culture talaga na we've established when the team started. Kasi, alam mo yun, parang iba yung magaling kayo skills-wise, but to have a culture sa team in training, makikita yun sa how we play eh. Sa how we treat each other inside the court, sa how we manage to go through the hard times or yung mga underdog moments namin. So, the first year, it's really made for that when Cream 9 started, na doon namin i-establish ko ano yung culture ng team for the years to come. And thankfully naman, parang we were able to establish a good culture na whoever came in after the first year, a-adjust na lang siya kasi may na-set na. So, yun.
So you've established what you're referring to as the creamline culture. Obviously, a lot of great players are in this, but it's one thing to have great players. It's another to get these components to work harmoniously. But you guys are all stars in your own right. I mean, you and Alyssa are in there. Then you have Risa Sato, who is a captain with NU. You have MG, who's a leader in her own right as well with LaSalle. So how tough is it for all these parts to come together and work like a well-oiled machine?
Yeah, I think that was one of the concerns or worries of the management when they started getting stars to play for Cream 9. Pero I think it helped that most of the players in our team have had leadership experience, and we know that being a leader is more than just leading. It's also about knowing when to listen, knowing when your time is to talk. And it helped how we handled yung dynamics namin sa team. And yun, that really spelled the difference for the championships that came after.
And it's great to hear that, you take it upon yourselves, like the players take it upon themselves. You're not relying on the coach to establish the culture. You're not relying on the coach to tell, this is going to be the leader. This one should just listen. It's you guys who work as a team. And I think that's what's so great about your team, na nadadala nyo yun in the games.
Yeah.
And I want to ask, is Coach Tai still hellish pagdating sa training in the pros?
Hellish.
Hellish, yeah. We were talking about it earlier. Like, we're all in the same hell when we train. Walang senior, walang junior.
Yeah. Siguro in terms of kasi nung college tayo, he would be so strict with schedule, meaning you're supposed to be resting at this time or you're not supposed to be going out or yung ganon. Or kahit nga yung magpapaalam tayo to go to class, he would get mad, diba? But syempre, in the professional level na, in Cream 9, wala nang ganon. Parang he trusts na we're professionals, we know how to manage our time, how to manage yung recovery time namin and everything. And he knows na we're responsible enough to know na pagdating ng training, training talaga. So, but in terms of difficulty of drills and training, it is the same. It is the same.
All right, just a random memory. Your name, Jia, is probably the easiest name that Coach Tai ever had to say among all the players he had. Because because sa lahat ng mga huddles, he always says, Jia, Jia, Jia. Like, I had never heard him say, Alyssa, Alyssa, Alyssa. Pero
It's Lysa.
Like the name that I heard him say the most was Jia. You like?
Bakit nga ba, Gia? Bakit nga ba ikaw lagi?
I don't know. I just got used to it. As in, maybe it's also because pagka time out, alam niya doon niya lang makausap kasi pag nasa labaw ng court, hindi ako kidding sa kanya. No, but even though he says my name all the time, he never gets the spelling of my name right until now.
What's this? How does he spell it?
Jai.
Si Jai. Yeah, that's how he spelled it before. Si Jai.
Like
Who's Jai?
No, not Jia. Jai.
For all these years.
Okay. Okay, Gia. I mean, we've been talking about this several times with different members of both the Choco Mucho and the Creamline teams because sinabi mo nga, it was the vision of the management to get stars to build a championship level squad. So they did it with Creamline. That was the first project. Now, the second project, Choco Mucho, getting stars like Denden Lazaro to join this team. And now Deanna Wong is on the team. Now Pongay Gaston is on the team. Jamie La Victoria, they got her too. Caitlin Viray. So what do you think about your impending matchup against Choco Mucho, Deanna Wong, Denden, and your fellow Lady Eagles?
Well, alam ko hindi ako makakapag-drop ball pag nasa loob si Ate Den, di ba?
Try mo lang, Gia.
Ooh! The trash talk is starting.
Gia, try mo lang. That means, please wag.
No, pero I can't say it's too early to say, lalo na ngayon na we haven't been training because of the pandemic. So, we'll just do our best. Same as how we treat our other opponents. That's how we're going to treat Choco Mucho also.
Mm.
Yeah, we acknowledge that they're our sister team, but at the same time, we both have, our own goals, our own training, our own culture, and everything. So, makikita-kita na lang sa laro.
Okay, ganito na lang. With the parts that Choco Mucho added, what's your assessment? I mean, you have your protege, Deanna Wong there, Ate Den is there. So what's your assessment of Choco Mucho?
They have more solid receive now that Ate Den is there.
Oh my. But it's not just me. It's just me.
Well, that's
Other people are gonna receive too.
that's just one less person to target kasi you cannot target Ate Den pag receive.
Gia, pag ako tinarget mo, libre mo ko. You have to make me libre ramen. I want Mendocoro ramen.
For sure.
What about the towers? What about Kat Tolentino, Maddie Madayag, Bea De Leon?
Well,
I mean,
we actually had the chance to go up against them in TVL, Ateneo versus Creamline.
yeah.
So we know how good they are in blocking, and ngayon, dagdagan mo pa ng solid receive na Denden Lazaro. So, mahirap talaga.
Pressure tuloy ako.
Mind games.
Yeah. My goodness. Well, now Gia, how is Creamline, how's Creamline doing now during the pandemic? Do you, meet as a team? How do you keep yourself fit now?
Well, we train together thrice a week, but syempre we're also expected to do our own drills or exercise every day to keep fit kasi syempre we want to be ready for that time na pwede na tayong mag-train together, and we don't know when that will happen, but it's best to keep in shape until that comes talaga.
Wow. I mean, Gia, when I first talked to you and interviewed you 6 years ago, a lot of developments has happened and a lot of ups and downs too. But now, with everything that you said, there's still so much to look forward to. I mean, you're looking forward to your engagement, your wedding. You're looking forward to the PVL, going up against another formidable team under the same Rebisco umbrella in Choco Mucho. And then, of course, Solid 7. A lot of things to look forward to. Ano pa ba ang hinihiling ng isang Jia Morado sa kanyang buhay aside from the things that I just mentioned? Is there anything else that Jia Morado can't or can do? Meron pa ba?
Wala naman. Sa ngayon, I'm very I have a full plate na with everything that's happening with me now kasi as much as I want to do a lot of things, I know not to spread myself too thin. Kasi I want to be able to give my best to everything na I'm giving time for. So, you know, sa lahat ng sinabi mo, that's a lot actually to think about now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I know why I'm doing it. So I think I will still continue pursuing them.
Wow. I mean, that's Jia Morado, guys. That's thank you for attending Jia Morado's TED Talk. We hope you guys learned a lot. And we're very thankful for her to share with us the things that goes on in her mind and in her heart. Jia, thank you so much for the time and congratulations.
We're so happy for you, Jia.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud of you. Look how far you've come.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for your time, Gia. I know you're super busy. Guys, Jia Morado on Volleyball DNA.
Wow.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Volleyball DNA. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to get notified for future episodes and interview highlights.
And while you're at it, head over to our Facebook page by clicking on the link in the description.